YouTube, LazeeLlama here, and here we are with a new kind of video that I've never done before. Just going to be a breakdown of the Borderlands 3 trailer. Borderlands franchise is one of my favorite franchises I've ever played. I've put an insane amount of hours into Borderlands 2 as well as Borderlands 1, and obviously I've put fair share into pre-sequel as well. I know this is not the type of game I normally play on the channel, but I can tell you when this game comes out, there's going to be more than enough Borderlands content coming your guys' way. So I wanted to go over this, kind of break it down, point out what I've kind of found, because I have ran into a couple things here. That's the new mask, which is pretty sweet right off the bat. And right here, you can see, if you've watched it, you've probably caught this one out already, but the Children of the Vault, you can see the sign up here, which is pretty sweet. And it kind of comes into, you can just kind of see the signs, and these are actually two of the main villains that you'll kind of run into here in just a second, in this, I think, next coming scene. Watched this a bunch of times now. Yeah, here's the two of them. So you can't really get too much other than the fact that this dude's got a mech arm, and then she's clearly a siren with the tattoo she has. Again, pretty obvious stuff, nothing crazy. If you haven't watched the trailer already, I'd suggest watching it before you continue through this. Just go watch the full video, because again, I'm just going to be kind of slowly going through things, pointing out different things that I've noticed. It looks like he's got health files or something hanging from his neck as well. Let's pop in here. Obviously, we've got Lilith. Looks definitely older for sure. The game looks beautiful from what you can see in the trailer. Here's the new Vault Hunters. I don't know if the names have came out with all of them yet. I know there was like a leak a while back where there was possible names, but I don't think they've actually mentioned their names yet. And as we go through, I'll kind of mention a little more about them. We'll get a little bit closer up, but you can see right here, you don't really see this at all later through the trailer, but it's some kind of like floating robot or something, a drone of some sort. You don't really see him later, or it later, but I just want to kind of point that out now. If I miss anything as well, let me know. Okay, we're going a little fast here. I want to catch these scenes here. So yeah, nothing too crazy here. No, we're good here. Looks like just some theater. So in this one, let's go. I want to catch this other one too. Where is it? This one. Just go back a little bit here. So right just by looking at her, you can see she's got tattoos as well. She's definitely the siren in the game. She's got them on her hip and down her arm. We'll see a little bit more of what she looks like using them a bit through this. I don't know if this is his power or not, but he's got some kind of, you know, clone or doppelganger or something in this shot. Again, you don't see much about it, but there's something going on. He's also got this little dot or something on his neck. I'm not sure exactly what that could be. If you have any clue, let me know. Again, I'm looking for any details that you guys may have as well. Feel free to throw them down in the comments. Let me know. But this is my kind of first look. So this dude I know is going to be the Beastmaster, is what I've been hearing him being called, and you see the Skag in a lot of the trailer. Anytime you're really seeing this guy, you got the Skag who's got this little like robot eye thing on him, very similar to what he looks like. He kind of looks like a robot. And what I kind of get from it, I don't know if you guys see the same thing, but if you've ever played Tales from the Borderlands, he kind of looks like Claptrap in that, or not Claptrap, the Loaderbot in that. A little bit. It looks like he might be like a Hyperion robot or something. But I believe these are other creatures that he can control, possibly down different lines in the skill tree. I'm not really sure what the skill tree is going to look like, but we got the Spider Ant, who definitely looks a bit crazier than Spider Ant you normally see, and it's doing something pretty weird there, as well as this weird like monkey-like creature who is holding a gun. If you've noticed, he does have a gun. So I don't know what he's gonna do, but he's really interesting looking. Definitely the coolest looking little guy there. So her, I think she's supposed to be kind of like the soldier. She looks like she can summon this mech, and you'll see it later on. There's a couple other cool things about the mech, which we'll see in a later scene, but that's just the straight idea from her. It looks like it's the new Axton or Roland. Just through here, you can see them just kind of jumping through. It looks like there's still Pandora. There's supposed to be like other planets and whatnot in this. And it looks like very similar loot boxes and whatnot to the way they were in the other games. So this one, you can't really get much new out of it other than just like the news station. Claptrap's chilling there. Again, still looks like Pandora, nothing crazy. Yep, nothing on that one. Okay, so here she is. This one's really cool. As you kind of skip through, she starts using her siren abilities, which summons 6 arms. It's kind of crazy. So I don't know if she's going to be melee or what, if like what her exact ability is going to be, but obviously she is the siren of the group. Very cool. New vehicle possibly here. No, that looks like the old technical vehicle. It does have a gun mount on the front, which I believe is new, but again, still looks like Pandora. This is the first sign of another world. You'll see other parts of this, not too many on this one, but other parts of this where the world doesn't necessarily look the same, but the sky looks very similar. And that's where you can kind of tell what some of the world differences might be. So that's, you know, the first new world. So we got Pandora, and then this China-looking world. I picture like a Great Wall of China just by looking at this and the way that the mountains are in the back, kind of like Japan-esque or something. A new vault key here, which is pretty cool. It's our new vault hunters chilling with Tannis, doing something with a vault key. Can't really tell exactly what. You know, summoning something with it, using it of sorts. I don't think it really shows anything. And then this is the other part I was saying. So the soldier here, oh, that's actually not even the soldier. I think she's behind. But so Soldier's the one who summons this, but I'm pretty sure other characters can use it, which is absolutely insane that there's like an ability that one person uses and then like someone else can actually use the object. So that's what it seems like. It seems like it's a mountable vehicle of sorts, as well as, you know, obviously corrosive guns. That might actually be like a plasma caster. I don't know if they're going to bring those back. It looks more like an assault rifle of sorts, but it definitely looks corrosive. I don't think it's a laser. There are signs later on in the video that lasers have come back from the pre-sequel, which is pretty sweet. With this thing shooting machine guns, the mech is shooting machine guns and rockets by the looks of it. No, just a cool skull. This one, that vehicle coming over the top there, definitely looks like a new vehicle, for sure. It's still got the barrels it's chucking, but definitely it looks like a new vehicle. Definitely at least revamped to look a lot cooler, which is pretty sweet. Okay, here we go. The hit is pretty fast here. So we've seen that scene. Again, new vehicle, kind of. This one definitely looks different. It looks more like a dune buggy kind of thing. Again, still signs of just Pandora, from what I can tell. Female psychos are going to become a thing. You see a couple parts in this where there are female psychos, which is pretty sweet. Haven't really seen that at all before. Again, another definitely new vehicle. I think it's the same vehicle we are already looking at, to be honest, but it's a hover vehicle. Which is pretty sweet. I don't know if it's going to bring back the ideas of like the jumping that the hover vehicles did in the pre-sequel or not. But it's definitely a... it looks very, very identical almost to the way those dune buggy things looked when they're on the actual wheels rather than, you know, hovering the way they are. Again, the hit is with these fast things. So here, this is another new world. This is what I wanted to see. You see this one quite a bit. I'm going to call it like a forest world or something. So that's 2 new worlds, and then Pandora still. Again, loot boxes in the background look similar. If you notice, the Psycho is carrying a bat and not a buzz axe like they normally do, which is pretty cool. Again, rocking the new mask. Corrosive barrel as well. In here, you see the new Siren doing something crazy with some, what looks like to be electric power. I don't know if they're going to be electric based, but again, kind of signs that the electric element definitely is going to be back, which, again, we kind of knew, obviously. Like, it makes sense for all the main elements to be coming back. But doing something, looks like going to be a ground smash. You can't really see any enemies in the background there. It does look very similar to Pandora, though. You just get a new look of cool mask on some of the enemies here. Nothing too crazy. Definitely some interesting guns in this one. This is the coolest part about this. First of all, this, I'm going to say it's probably a shotgun, but it's got some fire. I don't know what brand it could possibly be. The only thing it kind of resembles to me is like a bandit weapon, but doesn't even really look like a bandit weapon. I don't really recognize like any of the parts and whatnot. I've actually been recently looking into the parts in Borderlands 2 because I never was really good at telling them. I've been kind of learning them, and that looks nothing like anything. But obviously some kind of fire, maybe like a flamethrower or something. I don't know if it double shoots bullets and one is elemental and one's not. But what's more interesting is this. It looks to be sniper back here that someone's using. That's a rocket launcher attachment on it. That is a rocket launcher. That's an RPG, it looks like, attached to that sniper. which is absolutely crazy. That would be insane if like guns have multi-purposes that you can like toggle between or something. I don't know exactly how they're gonna rock that in, but the way it shoots, it looks like it's only shooting the top, but it's hard to tell. It's definitely hard to tell. You only get so much about it. There's more of our Skag boy again, with our, again, forget what his name is, but like right there, you can see his face. It looks robotic. It kind of looks like a Hyperion robot, and I could be wrong. It could just be a mask or something, but I'm pretty excited for it. Here we got a Goliath, of course, in the forest area for sure. This one, you can't really tell where it is. It could be anywhere. It kind of looks underground, to be honest. Possibly like a mine shaft over there with this. I don't know if that's what that is. But let's just pop through this again. Goliath. We got a new vehicle here for sure, which our soldier I think is chilling in right now. Big donut tire, just rolling it. It looks really cool. And then our dude. This is the only guy I'm not positive what his power is. I don't know if that doppelganger thing is, or if he was the one to summon that like drone that we saw in the earlier one of the first clips we watched. Again, not sure where this one is located. Again, could definitely be Pandora, but not sure. Again, he's the only one I really haven't kind of figured out the power of. You got what looks to be a flamethrower psycho, which is really cool. The mask looks insane. Again, definitely on that forest planet of sorts. Again, forest planet here as well. Rocking a crazy new gun. It looks like some crazy two-handed like Gatling gun. Possibly an element. I don't think the way it shoots. No, it doesn't look like it's an element by the way it shoots. But it definitely looks cool. The scope seems a little pointless with the way she's holding it, but definitely interesting looking. And I apologize for the length of this video. Kind of looks like she gets shot there the way that comes through, but definitely behind her. That right there is either a sign of lasers or E-Tech returning. I was never personally a fan of E-Tech, but the way that bullet lasts, it lasts for quite some time. We can probably rock through this. I know it starts to speed up again. There's nothing really else to point out there. We got, obviously, Lilith popping in here, getting her flames going. I think it's this next clip that I wanted to really take a look at. No, not this one, but Maya coming back with whoever this girl is. They did a really good job making Maya, I think. She looks definitely different as well. Again, I want to say, just from what I've been seeing through this whole trailer, and we haven't gotten to points yet, but I want to say it's probably a good like 5 to like 12 years or so time gap between Borderlands 2 and this. But I could be wrong. Again, there's another good look at him with another kind of unique weapon. Looks very cool. The weapon design looks great. A couple things behind him. There's fast travel back there with a thing that says motorcade, so that's definitely a destination. So that's pretty sweet. With this giant psycho head, if you notice that mouth back there is a giant psycho head. There's like the eyes up here. It's kind of cool. Just interesting stuff. So this one I found really interesting. Lilith's crawling towards a vault key with our two enemies back there, doing something crazy with their arms. And I want to point out, speaking of arms, Lilith is missing her tattoos. So it looks like, and you can't really see this guy's arm in any other clips very easily, where you can guarantee that it wouldn't be like after or before this. But he's got the tattoos just red on his arm. So I have a hunch that maybe, just maybe, they stole Lilith's powers or something. And he has them, which would be the first male siren, which is kind of crazy. He did have some weird markings on his face in the earlier clip, which I think failed to point out, but you'll see it again coming up in a bit. But definitely crawling towards the vault key, things going downhill. So yep, the new vehicle's coming in. A big Children of the Vault sign in the background. Again, easily could be Pandora. We got our little Skag boy. So we got another vehicle coming in. Again, no sign of this guy's power still. I'm hoping like I catch something like live right now that I wanted to point out, but not seeing anything. This thing's shooting giant rockets, and then I think that's pretty much it for this. So you get them leaping at her, and there's some kind of crazy big dude. It looks like he's holding a big RPG back here, doing something again. The girl Psycho. Again, probably kind of Pandora, some kind of car chase of sorts. So it looks like this might be what we saw towards the beginning, or even another like outpost of Big Children of the Vault outpost kind of thing. Kind of interesting. Again, Pandora-esque looking. I mean, all these rocks are very Pandora-based, just the way they look. So it looks like you're still going to be spending a lot of time on Pandora. Whether you start there and like end there or something, I'm not sure, but it does seem like a lot's going to take place on Pandora. So this one was insane. Seeing this giant city looks so cool, and I cannot wait to touch this world. We're gonna call this just a city world. I think I know what this is. There's no big signs on this screen, but we're gonna come up with something later that I think does correlate to it. Again, we've got our forest world, which is pretty cool, with an interesting gun for sure that we are holding in this one. Cool little windmill up there. Nothing too crazy out of this one. Again, this could easily be Pandora. And one of my buddies I was talking to about this is obviously not a mountain, this is a crash ship of sorts. We were kind of thinking it was Helios possibly crash landed on Pandora or something, taken down or something like that. It's really the only best bet I have for what that could be. So no clue where this is. It looks like it's some kind of church setting we're running into. Again, you see by the loot boxes, they all look very similar. I don't think we're getting a huge change when it comes to that, but not too sure what else I can pick out of that one. Everything in this game does look really cool, though. I mean, this area, just like to be fighting in this, looks really sweet. I don't know. That's some crazy, weird Tesla thing. Obviously going to come into play somewhere. Holy Broadcast Center, we got here. Are they calling this guy the Father? I think they're calling him the Father there. That's kind of hard to read, but really interesting for sure. There's some like signs way back there. It looks like the same stuff. Like I'm trying to look through here. It looks very similar to what we've seen on other signs throughout this already. So it's gonna kind of go quick here by jumping through. But again, forest, Ellie's scrapyard, Ellie's crap, coming back for sure. Crazy bunker of sorts. Little skull. Definitely looks like stuff we've seen already in this one that doesn't really look new. Definitely looks like some giant structure of a building in the backdrop here. But other than that, nothing too crazy. This world looks really interesting. I'm very excited for that. There's a world we haven't really seen yet that is going to come up soon. So that's the marking on his face I was talking about. Again, you don't get a good look at his arms. You don't know when he's kind of got those markings, if he's had them the whole time. Here's just some crazy boss fight. It looks like this giant, you know, head up here with some machine just doing something, shooting giant saw blades out. Looks really, really cool. So you get the little monkey creature here, which looked like it was a part of one of the Vault Hunters, the Beastmaster or whatever his name was, that he could summon. So I'm not sure if they're going to be in the world as well here, but right here it looks like some giant like T-Rex. It kind of looks like a Skag T-Rex or something, which is really insane. And we'll just kind of actually watch through that. It looks really sweet. Looks like some crazy enemy you'll be fighting. I don't know if it's a boss or not, but some crazy enemy with a midget riding them, it looks like. This thing looks insane. You see this a couple times through this. It definitely is a boss fight with some of the stuff you'll see later on, but just looks absolutely crazy. Can't even begin to mention what it is. Obviously, Valkyrids here, which, you know, we fought plenty of those. There's a super badass one back here. This is a new world, I think. This one might relate to the city world, just kind of the way the sky looked, but I'm assuming this is a new world because you see this a couple times, but these are Malawan. Just by the colors of Malawan, you can actually see, it's hard to read here, but it does say Malawan. And there's a bunch of different kind of, well, let's see, Malawan enemies. These guys kind of look similar, but there's a different guy there, and then thing here, and a midget maybe up there. It's hard to tell, but definitely looks like we're going to be doing some kind of Malawan fighting, which is really, really cool. They're very interesting. And obviously, brick. So female Goliath is what I'm kind of assuming this one is. Again, nothing too crazy. That the head just looks really, really kind of funny. I'm not picking out too much else out of this other than just a kind of Pandora looking scenery. This definitely is a Malawan creature. You can tell by the normally this is like an ammo canister in Borderlands 2. It kind of looked very similar to that. But he's shooting Cairo. It looks like cryo. Wow, can't speak. Cryo for sure right here, which is kind of interesting. Gonna see that coming back by the looks of it. Not sure if we'll get it on guns, but I'm assuming we will. That looks like it's just comedy. Later on, you don't see Brick with the stash, so I don't think he actually has it, but it's really funny. Tiny Tina coming in here, which is pretty sweet, as well as Mordecai, and then yeah, there's Brick without the stash. Mordecai looks really, really cool. And then obviously Tiny Tina looks a lot older than she previously was, dancing around with her bunny. I think. Yeah, no, nothing too crazy with her, but she's definitely a lot older than she was, like much older. You can see just by there. I mean, it's definitely got to be close to 10 years, I think, in the future. I'm not sure if anyone has a better guess on that, but I'm really curious what you guys are thinking. Ellie, of course. Mordecai, Aurora, Mordecai's, I believe, sister. She's from the pre-sequel, and then we're assuming. I was talking again with a buddy, and assuming this is probably another sibling of sorts, a brother or something. It can only be really my guess, but Claptrap, of course. Reese from Tales from the Borderlands with Zero, of course. Tanis and Marcus coming into play with what looks to be Moxie right there. Can only assume that that's Moxie walking in. I don't think any new guns by the looks of that one. Nothing like crazy looking, I should say. And then right here, they're talking about over 1 billion guns, which is cool. I could definitely see there being a lot of guns. You can't really make anything out from this. I was trying to really pick out guns, and it's such a short clip when they're kind of far out there. It's really hard to make out anything from what I can tell, at least. But again, if guns are really going to be spawning, like this one here, kind of looks like a sniper with possibly a rocket launcher attachment. It's really hard to tell. Just kind of a guess of the shape. But if that type of stuff's going to be in there, if guns are going to have, because guns in the Borderlands 2 do have an attachment slot that they can get, and it just gives them bonuses to one of the other stats, basically. But if they're going to have like different like kind of ammo shots or something, it's going to be kind of cool. And I could definitely see a lot more guns being in the game. Guns with legs. This was pretty great. Just a gun running around with legs. I'm not sure where those are going to be, but again, you can see all the Malawan crates in the background. So I'm assuming around there, even though it doesn't really look like a Malawan gun, definitely Malawan crates. If you've noticed, you haven't really seen any Hyperion, anything either, which is pretty obvious that wouldn't be happening now that Jack's gone. But Malawan definitely seems to be kind of taking over. And here's the mech again. Okay, whoops. This part kind of gets going pretty fast here. Laser gun, we'll get back to that. Okay, big finish here. Nothing too crazy in here. Still looking like Pandora. This one definitely could be Pandora, like at night either. Definitely a day and night cycle coming in. Not picking up too much out of that. The gun's interesting for sure. Here you get a really interesting looking weapon. But the laser gun's the big point in this, as well as that's a pretty interesting looking shotgun. It looks more like normal to what you would actually see in the real world, kinda, which you don't get a ton of. Here's a view from our siren. It looks like another laser. Oh no, that's not laser. This looks pretty crazy, whatever this is though. Some fire element. Is that the ammo loading up right here? Looks like that might be the ammo or something loading up there. So this, I was wondering what this was, and I wasn't sure if this could be something that we were doing or if possibly Lilith was around doing this, but it looks like a phase lock, or no, sorry, Maya. Looks like a phase lock of sorts, but the hand here is kind of interesting. But I don't know if that's either Maya doing that or if we're going to have possibly like different abilities we can use with the new siren, and phase lock's kind of coming back in a way. But very interesting nonetheless. What else do we got? I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Anything you guys have seen too, definitely let me know. I know this is a long video, and I do apologize for that, but I really want to do a full breakdown on this. So crazy looking rifle there, looking like it's shooting some purple round or something. Kind of weird. Definitely could be the Malawan city, but just the city in general. But I think it's a Malawan city. I really do. It's still going so fast. I didn't realize it was still going fast. Malawan again, you're kind of getting the hints. You see both the shops over there, the ammo and the health shop, all coming back. Trying to pick out, what else can we pick out from these? There's a little monkey creature, so they're definitely going to be bad. You're firing at them there. Is that cryo there as well? That might be. Hard to tell. Some really weird looking rocket launcher here, or RPG of sorts here. Don't even know what that is. It looks crazy though, whatever it is. And they're definitely, the Psychos are using different weapons for sure than they previously were, which is really cool. In here, it looks like it says something about let the pain and terror begin, I think is what it is, with some enemy up there, which is pretty cool. Some big fighting arena, showcasing I think what seems to be a lot of the boss fights. Here's the broadcast center again. Malawan. Weird looking gun here for sure. The scope on the side's kind of neat. Another laser with probably cryo as well. Very excited to see that back. It definitely looks like the ammo showing up there. Looks like something on the gun is displaying it, which is pretty cool. What else do we got? Loot chest look differently. Everything's got like a kind of white outline. I'm not sure if that's going to be a thing. As well as, I don't know if the chest just opened, but it doesn't have like the bar that shows up and shows them. So these look like they're probably green weapons. I don't know if that's how things are going to be displayed in the actual game. Cool little revolver here. Definitely interesting looking. A very odd looking gun here. I don't even know what it is, but shooting some big buzz axes at us with TNT attached to them. Pretty cool. The guns are honestly one of the coolest parts. Just seeing all the guns here, it looks like you're sliding, like on the ground. You're very low to the ground, a feet out in front of you. So I don't know if sliding is going to be a mechanic. Pretty interesting if it is. I definitely think I'm cool with that. But definitely like a shield around the gun, which is interesting. Another very odd looking weapon. So the loot chest opening, you don't actually get to see it open, sadly. Still back on that forest looking, same trees and whatnot, so going into some facility there. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know, oops, I don't know if we run into much else here. Very odd looking weapon again. Looks definitely like a whole new manufacturer for sure coming into play. Either cryo or shock. Crazy, like, I don't even know, is that are they holding that, or is that like a turret shooting like a rocket launcher, like a mortar or something? More lasers, of course. Ammo being shown in a different way, probably a different manufacturer. That weird gun again. This creature, definitely a boss fight. He's gotta be. He looks really, really cool though. I don't even know how to describe what he is. It looks really, really cool. This is a very interesting way the way this gun works. It like charges up and then shoots some like plasma ball. Again, you see the Malawan. And this is very just frame by frame because there's so much happening. A bunch of loot. See, these have some of the bars, but it's more of like around them. It seems like maybe at first they just have like a weird aura around them, and when they land, they show up the bars. They like show what they are. But some interesting stuff. You get some like purple looking lines through them. I don't know if that's E-Tech or possibly a new element or something, or it could be slag, I suppose, but it's really light. Very light. And that's it. That's everything, guys. It's a game I'm super excited for. I know this isn't a video I would normally do. I apologize for those who aren't a big fan of it. Obviously, made it to the end. You're into Borderlands. Definitely when this game comes out, we'll be doing a ton of it on the channel. If you guys want to see other Borderlands content, let me know. Maybe I'll even play through Borderlands 1 or 2 or pre-sequel or something on the channel, and or even do like highlights of a playthrough of them or something. For you guys, if it's something you guys are interested in. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys noticed anything that I may have missed, feel free to let me know. And yeah, as always, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.